This is Ben.
This is Ava.
You're listening to the Resort Loop podcast. Bing bong!
This episode of the ResortLoop.com podcast is brought to you by Joffrey's Coffee and Tea Company. Joffrey's is proud to be the official specialty coffee of Disney. Enjoy drinks and pastries at Joffrey's kiosks throughout the parks and check out the Disney Specialty Coffee Collection only at Joffreys.com.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas. To our new passengers, aloha and welcome aboard.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining us. I'm Tim Scott.
I'm Bob Collar.
This is ResortLoop.com, episode 256.
How about that open, Tim?
Oh, are they not cute as ever? Ben and Ava.
Oh my! When they grow up, they're going to be like, "Mom, why did you do this to us?"
Exactly.
Why?
You embarrassed us to worldwide on the internet.
They are famous. We need to have some T-shirts made up. Ben and Ava, Bing Bong.
Yeah, we absolutely do.
Pretty cool.
I think we need to hop into the show. I want to introduce our guest, and we have a little something else we have to do for Ben and Ava coming up.
Yeah, this is an exciting show.
Joining us on the show today, Len Testa and Laurel Stewart from the Unofficial Guides.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing? We have big things to talk about with you today.
Awesome.
Not only are you guys going to judge our contest.
In the most non-judgmental way possible.
Exactly. We're not here to judge. It's just what we do.
Where's my FIFA bribe?
Oh, but Ben and Ava from England, we just heard at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
We got a little soundbite here we need to play because they're very anxious to go to Disney World. Here's Ava.
Oh.
I know.
I want to go to the Halloween party because there's fireworks and I can see the characters in their funny costumes and I can dress up.
Is she not cute?
How adorable is that? I mean,
Exactly.
I don't remember my daughter being that cute. What's going on?
Oh, I'm sure she was. She was adorable. And now she's out golfing you, but that's a different story.
Well, that's true too.
Now here's a little soundbite we got from Ben.
If I could go to Disney World in any time of the year, I would go in October because of the Halloween festival. Because you get to get loads of yummy, yummy treats and also watch fireworks. Bang! And also I would like to go to the food festival because I really like food, but I don't really like wine that much because I haven't even tasted
Not that
it.
That much.
But still,
Yeah,
I would
really.
like to go.
Okay, wait for this.
I can't go because of the boring school.
Oh no.
only got
I can't-
16 more years.
I can't go because of the boring work.
I know, work won't let us go. Oh my gosh.
I think these kids need to announce the Disney annual Christmas parade and just comment on every float. I think that's a great idea.
Wouldn't that be awesome? Oh my gosh.
Fantastic.
If they need a manager.
That would be fantastic. Tim, what do you think? Do you think those kids should go to Disney right now?
I think they should know, and what we know that they don't know is right now after listening to this, they're going to Walt Disney World.
They're going.
They're going. And they're going to
Congratulations, guys.
Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party.
Yeah.
Crazy.
We're not kidding.
No, we're not kidding. And they still get to go again next year. So the trip that they helped plan for next year, they still get to go to that one also.
That's right.
Double bonus.
How cool is that?
So Ben, Ava, the entire Wells family have an excellent, fun trip.
Absolutely.
Yay, way to go, Wells.
Woo!
Yeah, all the way from England.
England.
That'd be awesome. Awesome. And Vicky was saying she can't wait to get some Joffrey's coffee, Tim, because, of course, they don't ship overseas just yet. They're working on that. But she can't wait to get some Joffrey's coffee, which, by the way,
Yes.
you and I got to sample some of that incredible Ethiopian blend today.
Yes. What was it? The Urgef Conga. Fantastic. We did it in the French press today.
Oh, man, was it good.
Did you really?
Yes, we did.
That's admirable.
Len, you got to understand, Tim brings actually a French press to work.
Yes.
Is it hooked up like an IV? Because I would so respect that. Just wheeling a little one of those little stands in it.
There you go.
Well, I also bring the grinder.
Oh, yeah.
And it's become kind of Pavlovian. If some people hear the grinder, they come with a cup in their hand right away.
Yes, they do.
And they'll wait for the 4 minutes for it to get ready.
There's a line forming outside of his room. Oh, it's fantastic.
I need to start taking 2 French presses.
There you go. There you go. Oh. So, Tim.
Yes.
What are we going to talk to Len and his lovely significant other, Laurel, about today?
Well, they are going to judge our contest that we've been hyping on our email list, and we had it on our social media. If you could have any room in your home redecorated in the theme of a Walt Disney World resort. Now, we got this from the show last time Len was on the show with his Space Mountain kitchen.
Exactly.
Len, Laurel, do you have any other plans for another Disney room? Are you going to theme? Because we got some ideas now.
I think Len wants to put a fireworks and water extravaganza in our garden, to tell you the truth.
Oh, I love it. I actually, we've actually talked about this. So doing, you can get these sort of like 6-foot diameter globes that spit fire. They're fireplace ornaments. I mean, they're sort of like for corporate offices and stuff like that.
Okay.
But I thought about doing that with a small, shallow, reflecting pool in our middle yard, and then from there doing just a small, tasteful display of lights and fireworks
every night at 10 o'clock.
Nothing too automated, sort of like keep the neighborhood sort of feel about it. So, but some music and stuff like that. It's totally doable. That's the funny thing.
Would you broadcast that on like a small AM station so your neighbors can tune in when they want?
We actually have the perfect yard for it because the yard is sort of long and it faces the street, and there's a natural sort of 2-foot high wall right where the sidewalk ends. So people could kind of stand there and watch it without having to get wet if it's muddy and stuff like that. The sidewalk.
You do that. Bob and I are going to go watch it.
So you live at the Bellagio? Is that what's going on here?
I know, right? Well, we'd actually have to build the small, shallow pool, but I mean, come on, that's
okay.
Oh my goodness,
That's easy.
But before we get to the contest, that's just our teaser. We're not going to talk about Disney annual park passes. I'm done with listening to that. Strangely enough, guys, Disney price. What's that?
So the next show you can talk about the price increase that's coming for regular tickets too. But okay.
Yeah. We know they're coming. I'm kind of almost immune to it at some point.
They sure have another.
They want more money. Shocking. Anyway. Len, Laurel, you just came back from a couple awesome trips.
It's true. I don't know how I talked him into it. I think I didn't tell him how long the trip was going to be until after it was booked.
Well, it was actually on the ship.
Because these were back to back. You did the Alaskan cruise, and then you went to Alani. So tell us all about this, because this sounds beautiful.
So we did a 7-night Alaska cruise, followed by a 10-night cruise to Hawaii, followed by 4 nights in Hawaii. So 21 days.
That is nice.
Wow.
Plus a couple of
17 nights on the Disney Wonder.
Wow.
Oh, how fantastic was that?
It was kind of great. I was dreading it going on. Not dreading it, but I was concerned because I think you guys know, but the Wonder was my least favorite ship.
Right.
It doesn't have the number of bars or restaurants or entertainment options that the bigger ships have. And every time I've been on the Wonder, it's been in the Caribbean, so you tend to hear the same Bob Marley, Jimmy Buffett songs, and that's fine, right? I mean, for a couple of days, it's fine, right? But after that, it's annoying. I was thinking like, if I have to hear, Cheeseburger in Paradise every couple hours for 17 days, that's not going to be good.
Right.
But one of the cool things that we found out, and this actually made a huge difference for me, they changed the music based on the destination.
No way.
Yes. Oh.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
so
fantastic.
what they did for Alaska was they took the background music from the Wilderness Lodge.
Oh, perfect.
And played that. So it was a lot of Elmer Bernstein. Thank you. Yeah. The guy who did the Magnificent Seven. They did a lot of that soundtrack. A lot of American Western stuff. A lot of Aaron Copland.
A lot of Phil Collins' Brother Bear over and over and over again.
They actually did a little bit of that.
Did they?
Oh, wow.
We heard a lot of Magnificent Seven. I think they went through the entire soundtrack a couple of times. But it completely changed the feel of the ship.
Yeah.
The other thing was, the scenery is just so immense and unusual that every time you look out, you're seeing something new. The thing that sort of amazed me about this is, if you've been in the Caribbean, you're used to sort of the wide expanse of ocean, and you get sort of close to the islands, but the islands are sort of low-rise islands for the most part, or you're docked far enough away that you can actually see the ocean, on around half of the ship. But when you're in a fjord in Alaska, you are in this tiny stream of water surrounded by gargantuan mountains all around you. And the image of, you being on the 12th deck of a large cruise ship when all you see around you are trees and vertical mountain sides, it's just super unexpected. And I really like that a lot.
Mm.
Right.
Yeah, Tim, you experienced that, right?
We did that, and it's probably, if you're afraid of, motion of the ship, isn't that probably the best cruise to go on?
Yeah, I'd say so. I don't remember noticing the motion at all. Do you?
No, not at all. I thought it was fine.
Of course, we were on deck 2 for that leg of the ship. So you're not going to get in deck 2 kind of mid-ish. So if there was going to be any motion, we weren't going to really feel it anyway.
That's the deck we did for our first Alaskan cruise. Actually, that was our first Disney cruise. Because we didn't think being colder, we'd probably necessarily use the veranda.
Yeah, we liked the porthole. It was really, really good. But speaking of music, so being on deck 2, our closest stairwell was actually up through Route 66, the bar district.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
So
they don't change that music at all.
No, they don't. And as it happened, probably 1 in 3 times we went up that stairwell, it was Aretha Franklin's Highway of Love. It was getting to the point where we were taking bets on what we were going to hear when we went past the area. It was hilarious. It was always either Highway of Love or Billy Ocean's Get Into My Car.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my
That's
God.
awesome.
Or Sally Ride, Mustang Sally.
Oh,
okay.
Those are the 3 songs over, and every once in a while Bruce Springsteen. It was crazy, but the music was in general pretty good. The sights were all beautiful. We got to see Tracy Arm Fjords, the glacier, which was fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful, a cloudless sky. They said it was the only day for the entire season in which they had been in Tracy Arm without rain.
Wow.
So tons of people on deck. It was nice and brisk. Wore a jacket. It was great. We got really close to the fjord. The thing I wasn't prepared for, and maybe you guys have seen this too. It takes like 3 hours.
Oh, yeah.
To get to the glacier.
Wow.
Yeah,
So you're going at like 2 miles an hour.
Oh, they got to creep up there. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's still ice in the water, and there's icebergs, right? And they don't want to cause a wake, and they don't want to hit large chunks of ice unexpectedly.
Right.
So
right.
that was super cool. Then we went to where did we go first? Skagway.
Skagway, which I think was my favorite port.
Mine too.
Was that the one with the lumberjack show right off the ship? Trying to remember.
I think.
Thinking of Epcot.
Yeah.
No, there was a band there playing music. I'm sure that wasn't.
Oh, wow.
I'm
Too
sorry.
soon.
I know.
Right. We went. So we decided not to go on a prepackaged tour. We instead went on a hike around. There's a national park. I mean, literally like a block off of Skagway's main street, whatever it is. There's you go up a trail. There's a national park, and you get there's like a 2 or 4 mile hike around this lake that's made in a crater in the mountain. So we did that, and you get beautiful views of the ocean and the ship. Lots of really interesting scenery inside the forest. You actually have to scramble over some boulders. I mean, no kidding. You actually have to like get up on some rocks and climb over to finish the trail. But there's waterfalls and streams and stuff. It was super, super pretty.
Oh, beautiful. We did the lazy way. We took the white pass. We took the train up. Train up and down.
Yeah, that's awesome.
In a golf cart. Laura, when you guys were going through the fjord by the glacier, now, had you hit the glacier? I got to ask, because I know everyone's thinking, had you hit the glacier, would you have peeled Len's fingers off of the door that you were laying on after the ship went down?
Wow.
I'm curious. I know everybody, Looper Nation is curious.
I think Lynn would prefer a burial at sea.
Yeah, exactly.
Would the ship
it's
really
funny,
sink
Laurel
in
and I
there?
were doing this, and as we were going through these things, I was like, "Do you think we could swim to shore from here?
Yeah.
What about from here? Can we swim to shore from here? What about here? Can we swim to shore from here? Yeah.
Because I don't even know how far down the ship would go. Would it like go down a couple feet and just sit there?
They said it was a couple thousand feet deep where they were at, which it's essentially a V-shaped channel, but a really steep V. The funny thing was, so after a while with the fjord, we decided to go back to our stateroom, and I think I did to take a nap, and you could actually hear the ship hitting some of the larger chunks of ice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that's not disconcerting at all.
No, that's not. What could go wrong with that?
Ship's built for that, exactly. Done this
She won't
1,000
sink.
times. It could possibly go wrong. Yeah.
It's like a cutter.
Yeah, no. It's funny because the next time we got on the ship, we got off the ship at Skagway, I actually made a point of looking to see how thick the metal was. Steel plates were. I mean, it's like 3 inches thick in the hull. It's not going to break anything. But yeah, it was kind of funny.
Oh my
But
god!
it's just I mean, great weather first couple days. A lot of fun. They also varied the menus every night, which was good. We somehow ended up though, so the Parrot Key is my least favorite restaurant on the Wonder. We actually ended up with doing that like 7 times in 17 days.
It's true. Yeah, it was. We had it 3 times on the first leg, and I think it was our 4 restaurant rotation on the last leg. But we kept going to Palo, so we kind of avoided that.
Is there real quick? Because I'm sure everybody's wondering. Do you have these any pictures posted anywhere that anybody can just go look at, like on?
Not yet.
Today or anything?
I just got around to organizing them and captioning them for our publisher, who was like, "Hey, you know that book we're supposed to put out?
A book?
I need those right now." Oh, and by the way, thank you, Disney, for putting out your itineraries the day we needed to finalize the book.
Oh yeah!
Wow! Wow!
Yeah, it's fine. I was marvelously surprised for the 2017 itineraries that they didn't change anything.
Well, it's spring, so it was all Caribbean.
I thought for sure they might have mentioned something about Cuba, but no.
We can dream.
Oh yeah!
At some point, Cuba's going to open up.
It's coming.
Carnival's already going there with they put out what is their new line? It's not the Fathom. It's something adventure-y sounding, and they've gotten the special educational visas lined up for everyone who books with them. I think they're sailing right now to Havana.
Oh, that would be that'd be wild.
I'd like to see it before it changes.
I just want to see the cars.
Oh yeah!
Yeah, exactly. The thing that Laurel and I were joking about when we went to Alaska was when you guys have been to the Caribbean, you've seen it, but there's a Diamonds International store and an Effie store everywhere. So the question was whether they would be in Alaska and Hawaii as well. And it turns out in Alaska, at least, everywhere we went, there were.
Really?
Yes, it was. If I had wanted Tanzanite, I could have had 3 ports to choose from. I was delighted.
Also, furs for some reason. There were a lot of furs.
Bear fur?
It was all different kinds. But I don't think we. When we got back to Vancouver after the Alaska cruise, we went and did some fur shopping just for comparison, price comparisons in Vancouver, and it didn't seem like Alaska was any cheaper.
Okay.
No, in fact, they were much more expensive.
Yeah, you just got to get them.
Yeah, you could get a quality, actually brand that you've heard of coat from Holt Renfrew, especially at the current exchange rate for far less than you could at the tourist shop in Ketchikan or Juneau or Skagway.
Well, that's good.
And that was the other thing about going out of Vancouver. The Canadian dollar used to be at parity with the U.S. dollar. Actually, it was worth a little bit more. Now it's worth like 75 cents.
Oh,
so yeah, so it's like 25% bump in exchange in value for the U.S. dollar versus the Canadian dollar. So everything's less expensive in U.S. dollars.
Oh, nice. That wasn't the case when we went.
No, right? No.
I think it was the other way.
I've been to Canada. I've been to Canada now twice, where the exchange rate was immensely favorable to Americans, and once when it wasn't. And the times when when it was, you would be able to get lunch for like $3 US. Just crazy amounts of money. It was fantastic. So.
Yeah.
What hotel did you stay at in Vancouver?
We stayed at it wasn't the Shangri-La, which we stayed in the last.
L'Hermitage.
Yeah, the La Hermitage, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm not
I
familiar with
remember.
that.
I just filed the receipt for it a month later.
On Robson, right?
No, but close. It was
Yeah.
definitely in the downtown retail area. And it was really nice. A little sweet, had a little fireplace. The staff was fantastic.
Nice.
Oh, very nice.
I was on
So
Richard Street. Richards.
So then did you get right on another ship? I mean, how long did you stay in Vancouver before you went over?
4 hours.
Get out of here.
Same
So-
cabin, or did you change?
No, we changed. When we booked it, they were only doing GTYs for one of the legs, so we weren't even able to specify a cabin for one of them. I can't remember which.
Okay.
But the cool thing was when they let us off the first time, you go through the crew checkout, and they don't check passports or anything. You literally walk off the ship like you're walking off of a sailboat. And then when you walk back on, you don't have to bring a passport. You have to bring your. Did they even check our key to the world card?
No.
That's right.
No, because we had to recheck in for the next cruise.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So they didn't even check that. I mean, literally, it was like get off the ship, walk around in Vancouver for a couple hours, get back on, get your new stuff and go. But minimal paperwork. It was really kind of fantastic.
And the stateroom host moved our luggage to the other stateroom, so we didn't have to take any bags off. It was really great.
Oh, how nice is that? That's my least favorite part, is always packing up and trying to drag everything out.
It's so sad.
Not as great as not having to change cabins, which we've done that too, and that's the best, right?
Oh.
You just leave all your stuff hanging in the closet and walk off and say, "See ya."
Yeah.
That's nice. Yeah. So then you guys just started heading. Did you go down the coast?
No,
into like
it's
California or anything? Just straight across.
straight diagonal. Yeah.
Wow.
How's the movement on that?
That was a bit more, actually. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was where, I couldn't run on the treadmills. So we ended up running around the ship for our daily runs. I tried running on the treadmills a couple of times, and the motion of the ship was too much. You couldn't really stay stable on the treadmill.
Oh wow.
That was kind of a pain. But yeah, it was for 5 days. It was a lot of fun. You saw a lot of ocean. We saw some whales, by the way, in Alaska.
It's any of them calf coming out, come out?
Yeah, popping up and everything. It was really nice. The super interesting thing about being in the Pacific, and Laurel and I were talking about this. We were 1,000 miles at one point from land, from the nearest point of land, and we could see plastic trash floating in the Pacific.
Oh, wow.
That's weird, right?
Yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah, that was strange.
Just to give you an idea of how prepared Len is, he made a point of telling me at exactly what time in the voyage we were as far as we could possibly be from any land and any rescue.
I mean, I had it down to literally within a couple of hours of okay, this is,
But it turns out if something had gone wrong, the Pacific Princess could have rescued us because
oh my
The
god,
Love Boat?
they were on the exact same itinerary for both cruises. We saw them in every port.
Oh, that is awesome.
Captain Steubing.
From the Love Boat.
It was bizarre, but almost every port we went to, they were either there a little bit ahead of us or a little bit after us. It was like we were being shadowed the entire time.
And then we get to Hawaii, and oh look, it's the Pacific Princess again.
Oh,
Oh wow.
that's awesome.
that is something else.
Do you see many other ships? Was it like a main shipping line for cruise ships at all, like that area, or just
No,
you and them?
There wasn't, and the remarkable thing was, we didn't see. I expected to see lots of fishing vessels, because it's the Pacific,
Right.
and you hear that there are these the stuff's being overfished, and we didn't see any of that stuff. I mean, lots of trash, not lots, but some trash. But for I think the first 5 days, we saw a couple of big shipping container ships, but not much else. And I really expected to see more fishing trawlers, and I didn't see any of that stuff.
Oh, all right.
Interesting. So how was Alani?
Alani's amazing.
Yeah, it's kind of fantastic.
Just kinda.
It has. So I said this on the WDW Today podcast, but it sort of has every best element of every Disney resort ever made, all in one.
Wow.
So it's got like Stormalong Bay at the Beach and Yacht Club. It's got its own lazy river in it. It's got water slides like that. It's got the DVC villas. It's got it actually has its own little Kim Possible game that you can play. It's got snorkeling, two kinds of snorkeling actually, like Castaway Key does. It's got one in a lagoon, but then just like Typhoon Lagoon, they've got their own little like mini shark reef, but not with sharks, but with other fish that you actually go in the resort itself that you can snorkel in, and all kinds of water sports, trails to walk and run, and other things. Fine dining, casual dining, coffee shops.
So it's not just wedged in between a couple of other resorts. And,
Oh no, it is wedged in between a couple of other resorts.
Oh, is it?
Is it really?
It is, but everything is large. Everything's huge. So
the scale is fine. So as you're looking at the ocean, if you look north, there is a resort that was a JW Marriott, which is actually the first that I stayed at the first time I ever went to Hawaii a long time ago. And that was bought in the spring by the Four Seasons, and the Four Seasons is taking it over and rehabbing it.
And that'll be open sometime late next year.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then to the south of it, there's 2 timeshares. One that I haven't heard of before. It was actually called the Beach Club Villas, and then the one past it is the Marriott Beach Club. So Marriott had 2 properties on that side, and now they just have the one. But I think Aulani is actually the smallest of the Four Seasons may be small too.
Yeah.
But it actually works really well. Each resort area has its own man-made lagoon carved out of the shore, and they really work pretty well together.
Cool.
Yeah, it was really good. And the thing I really like about the Four Seasons is that'll have pretty good dining. It'll have really good amenities. It's going to keep everybody honest in terms of what they offer to the public. So if somebody's prices get out of line or their amenities aren't up to snuff, you could literally walk next door and see another good restaurant. So it is going to keep everybody honest in terms of value, and I like that.
Now, if you want to see other things in Hawaii, like say I want to go see the Arizona monument.
Oh yeah,
Do they have transportation of that, or how do you?
We rented a car and it was dirt cheap.
Was it?
It was. Yeah, I mean, I think actually
It was more expensive, I think, to park the car than to rent the car.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it was actually like $35 to park the car, and it was vastly cheaper to rent it. One day, on one of our stops in Hawaii on the cruise, and we were going to what crater was it, Laurel? What park?
Haleakala on Maui.
So Disney would have taken you there for like $60, $70, or $80, something like that.
That's the one we went with Disney. That was the one where it was snowing.
Oh no! What was the other one? The one that
Volcanoes National Park.
Right. Yeah,
the big
on the island of Hawaii.
Yeah.
So we rented a car, got the prepaid fuel option, and got the the collision damage insurance in the car. That came to $42 total for the entire day. I know, right? Yeah, and we went there and had a fabulous fun lunch at Ken's Pancake House, and then came back and it was less than it was about half of what Disney would have charged us for doing it on our. And plus we got to walk around. I mean, it poured rain the entire time we were there, but we got to see steam vents and everything, and a lot of the geologic features in there. So that was a lot of fun. I definitely recommend renting a car even for your 1 day stops in Hawaii, because there are shuttles that'll pick you up literally at the port and take you to the airport, where you have to pick up the car, and then they'll drop you off on the way back. It was super easy to rent a car in Hawaii.
Yeah, it's so much easier moving around on your own. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Plus, it's just like America. They drive on the right.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. So
Did you drive on the Big Island? Did you go up on Saddle Road? Did you do Saddle Road?
No, we didn't do
Saddle Road. We stayed on H1 and H2 the entire time. But
okay.
We went to the North Shore and stuff, and that was fun.
Dole Plantation? Did you do that? Get a Dole Whip at the Dole?
We were going to do it the Sunday, and it was closed.
Oh.
They actually had Dole Whip at Aulani in one of those self-serve things like they have at Captain Cook's.
Uh-huh.
So that pretty much it took care of my Dole Whip needs for the day.
Right. Oh my gosh, I heard pineapple so much better there for some reason.
And it's cheap. It's like $1 for a pineapple.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, we went shopping at Foodland a few times. Oh, also mochi. Apparently is dirt cheap, and it's a Japanese dessert.
It's made with rice flour. It has a texture that can only be described as gelatinous, but I like it.
Yeah. So Laurel would eat that every day, and you get to go stock up on snacks and stuff. So it was good.
Very
That
nice.
sounds so cool, man. That's a trip of a lifetime.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, very good.
Now, since you cruised out there, I'm guessing there was no like time. What do you call it? Jet lag type thing. How about coming back? Did you? I'm assuming you flew.
Oh
back.
my God!
It takes 24 hours to get from Honolulu to Greensboro, North Carolina.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
So it took us a day, and then the jet lag was just insane. For the first week, I would go to bed at like 7 p.m. and wake up at midnight and be like, okay, let's go.
Right.
And the other thing too, from being on a cruise that long, I was hungry all the time.
Oh my
When
gosh.
I came
Oh,
home,
yeah.
I was like, I'd wake up at midnight. I'd be like, okay, well, I'll go to the buffet, right?
Right. Exactly.
I'll get some coffee and I'll do a little bit of work. And I'm like, I walk out and there's no buffet.
No.
Right? No, it's happening.
And the restaurants don't like it if you do that after you get home. You're showing them your card. They don't get it.
I know. It was like, well, I have to go grocery shopping now, and that was actually getting back into a normal eating schedule was also almost as bad as the jet lag. The jet lag was worse, but not by much.
That's tough for a 1 week cruise. I can't imagine 17 days plus a lot. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We started skipping meals right and left towards the end of the of the cruise. We were like, no more food. Can't do it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. It's a nonstop. I mean, you could eat constantly. Yeah. Wow.
The funny thing was, we were like before the cruise, we were saying, okay, we're not going to go to Palo. We're going to gut it out and do nothing but 17 straight nights of main dining room, and just to see what it's like, right? And so we get on the ship, and we're literally walking to our first
To the muster.
the lifeboat thing, and our server from the last time we were on the Wonder at Palo, Manuela, said, "Hey, welcome back. Are you guys gonna come see me?" Literally recognized us across the line, came over and said hi. I'm like, "Yeah, okay, we'll go."
Wow. That's like an open invitation. How can you not go?
I know. How could you? It would be rude, right?
Exactly. You can't be rude.
Exactly. You're just being nice.
You're representing North Carolina, your country.
Yeah, just being personable. I mean, come on. So that was a lot of fun. Anyway, so yeah, and great service the entire time. I mean, literally every cast member we encountered was fantastic.
One more question. 17 days, Disney Wonder. Did it seem small after a while since it's smaller?
Yes.
Did it really?
You know, it's funny. I mentally was really trying to steel myself for having 17 nights on the Wonder, and it was vastly easier than I thought it was going to be. I think it was because of Laurel's company, but
Well
Good
done.
call.
Well done.
well done. It was pleasant. Would I do it again? I'd like to spend 17 nights on the Fantasy or the Dream. I like the restaurants. I think the additional restaurant makes a huge amount of difference. But for us, the bars, and not that we drink a lot, but just someplace to go after dinner,
Right.
that's interesting, is really important. So that's why I prefer that. So we're on the Dream in December for a couple nights. I'm excited to see that.
Very
So
nice.
after 17 days, do you like meet anybody on the ship that you just keep running into, or just
There
meet
were
for
150
drinks? Or?
people who did both cruises.
Really?
And and where we ended up meeting people was when we were doing laundry.
Okay.
It's a tiny room. You make friends fast.
Yes, you do.
So we met this woman who had tried it, and this was interesting because she couldn't do it. She tried to do Vancouver to Alaska to Vancouver to Hawaii to Vancouver to San Diego through the Panama Canal
Oh my gosh.
to Port Canaveral, and they wouldn't let her do it because
There are rules about starting in one U.S. port, which would have been Honolulu, ending in another U.S. port, which would have been San Diego, without stopping in a, quote, distant foreign port, and Vancouver is not considered distant enough.
Oh geez.
So a 100-year-old rule is basically says you can't use cruise ships as transportation within the United States.
Wow.
Oh, that's wild.
That's crazy.
So she actually skipped the Vancouver to San Diego, flew home for a couple of days, flew back out to San Diego, and then took the the Panama Canal, repositioning back to Port Canaveral.
Wow.
So she spent 7, 10, 10. That's 27 days plus 14, right? So she spent 41 days on the Wonder, and would have done, I guess, what was an additional like 3 or 5, Laurel, to get to San Diego? 3?
Yeah, 5,
Yeah, so
wasn't
she
it?
would've-
Yeah,
so
it was
she
a
would've done-
5-night.
Yeah, so she would have done 46 if she could.
Wow.
I want to know that story.
Yeah.
Man.
She was retired, and
From Microsoft?
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
Warren Buffett's old secretary.
Probably has Carl Holt's personal cell number to call just to let him know how things are going.
Right. Oh, outstanding.
Wow.
Yeah, but she couldn't do it because of that one obscure rule. So she went home. She went to a friend's wedding and flew back to San Diego. And then she said it was actually as much money to do that as it would have been to go on the cruise. So she didn't actually save any money. So it really just did it for the airline industry, whatever arcane rule they've had that's been in place 100 years.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why they always stop at that exciting port of Ensenada, I think it is, in Mexico.
Is that it? That they do the one thing and then back up? Yeah.
Yes. Oh, my gosh. Oh, Bob, I think maybe we need to move on to the contest.
All right. Is it contest time?
I think it is. Len, Laurel, are you ready?
We're ready.
Once again, this is inspired by you guys.
Yes.
And I keep calling it the Tomorrowland Kitchen, the Space Mountain Kitchen, which is still fantastic.
Yes. Right. So what we're going to do is we're going to read off I have my top two of all the entries. I have my top two. Tim has his top two. And then you guys are going to count us up from number 3 because we only have prizes for 3. So right. we're going to count you up for. You guys are going to count us up from 3. Your favorite ideas.
Okay.
All right.
I'm writing these down.
Okay.
So here's some typing.
Go ahead, Tim. You start us off.
First one on my list comes from Jen Steed. She wants to put the hallway from the Haunted Mansion into her house to make it something special for a summer evening.
The hallway from the Haunted... Which hallway?
I was assuming it was the one with the eyes.
With the candelabra? Yeah.
Probably.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
That'd be frightening. I don't know if I could do that.
That's the one where it looks like you're going down the infinite hallway.
Yes, that's what I pictured.
I would walk into that in the middle of the night. All right. Okay, that's a good idea. That's very clever.
All right. One of mine was from Jason Mitz, who says, I do a bar area like Beer Garden with a light-up full moon wall mural of the village, some great Oktoberfest music and mugs, and a table for friends to sit at to celebrate together.
I'd go to Jason's house because I've actually never been to Beer Garden.
Beer Garden?
I've never been to Beer Garden.
You never take her nice places.
I know, right? This is why we never go anywhere. This is like true confessional.
Not really a fan of the cured meats over here. So
what about Lederhosen? I mean, what?
Okay. So, next one on my list, Frederick Pagliarello. We just call him Freddie.
Freddie P.
Okay. He's going for El Rio de Tiempo. He wants the kitchen and dining room to be the San Angel Inn, the living room to be the Mexican market, and the bedrooms inside the Aztec pyramids surrounded by the river. And he thinks probably the volcano would be the bathroom.
After all that Mexican food.
That's not lava.
This isn't a bad idea.
See?
That's very thought out. I like it, Fred.
All right.
My final one comes from Kelly Stanley Cotton, she says, I want a sunroom designed around the Enchanted Tiki Room, original or current version, complete with tropical birds, flowers, and occasional thunderstorm special effects. Some circular seating similar to that in the attraction would be perfect, with the center structure doubling as a bar, and I'd have a constant loop of Adventureland music playing. The Tiki Room was one of my favorite attractions as a kid, and I still love it for its nostalgia and the cool Polynesian vibe. I can't think of a better way to escape the sticky Kentucky summer heat than my own personal version.
Ooh.
Did you know that the Tiki Room was originally going to be a restaurant?
Yes.
I can see that.
That's right.
I can see that, yeah.
I can. Okay, so this isn't too far from that. That's interesting.
All right, those are our 4 selections.
Wow.
Not that I'm pulling for Kelly, but, the Tiki Room was a Walt original. I'm just saying.
The thing I like about El Rio, the ride itself, by the way, is the architecture is actually correct for Mayan pyramids. If you go to see Mayan ruins in Mexico, They do a keystone at the top of their pyramids and the top of their arches, exactly like the one shown as you go through the first part of the boat ride. So Disney actually not only got it right, but they knew enough to put that particular detail in the ride for people to notice.
I like that one because it kind of reminds me of the old If You Had Wings, some of the setup in there.
Oh, man. Do you remember there's a guy that's supposed to be doing a virtual reality reconstruction of If You Had Wings?
Like an Oculus Rift thing I can put it on my head?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So this is, I mean, he's been working on this going on 20 years using combined VR technology and old home movie footage. Just Google it when we're done. But If You Had Wings, ride through.
Cool.
Virtual reality and see what happens. Wow. All right. So how do you guys want us to?
What would be your number 3? What would be your number 3 pick out of those 4?
And the winner was getting a box of the Joffrey's new K-Cups.
Yes. Ooh. The runner-up and third place win the highly coveted ResortLoop.com pins.
Very exciting.
Laurel, who's your number 3?
I think I would go with Jen Steed and her Haunted Mansion hallway, because I think the technology is one of those classic things where it's an old school trick that still totally works, but it's number 3 because it's a little literal.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
You can the good thing about that, you can get the wallpaper.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
You can source that. So that's
really.
Yeah.
You can get fabric printed that way too on Spoonflower. I'm sure there's no copyright infringement going on there.
No, what could possibly be?
Don't ask, don't tell.
Exactly.
It's homage. It's not intellectual property.
It's inspired by.
Exactly.
Inspired. Yeah. There you go.
What about you, Len?
I kind of like Jason for number 3, the bar area with beer garden, with the light up moon shows some initiative there. The Oktoberfest music. You'll notice. By the way, that a couple of people actually did specifically mentioned the background music, which I think is an integral part of any setup.
Yes.
There's actually this area in our little downtown community in Greensboro where they do it's the Greensboro Theater, like the local theater company, and every once in a while they'll actually play background music as you're walking down our little street, our main street, and it completely changes how the feeling of the street. So I really think the inclusion of music by both Jason and Kelly is a good idea.
Yeah, there you go.
Very nice.
There you go.
Number 2.
You go first, Len.
It's a toss up between Frederick and Kelly. I'll say Frederick is my number 2. I love the idea. I think it's a fantastic concept. I like all the placement. The one thing about the ride that is difficult to pull off is the water feature, and so that's my one concern there. But you could totally do it. But I think they're both very high quality ideas.
Yeah, I agree. And the thing with Del Rio is I'm still a little traumatized by water since we've had a flooded basement and leaking skylights in the same week.
Oh no.
No.
It's a week of rain. It's fine.
So
the deluge.
Yeah. So if Fred has a maintenance,
that was funny.
if he has a maintenance budget, I'd like to know what he's planning on for that.
That's true.
Oh my goodness. All right, it's finally up to your number 1 pick for the wonderful Joffrey's K-Cup box. Who do you pick?
Dun dun dun.
I think it's the tiki room.
I agree. Yeah, I think it's well thought out. It's again slightly literal for a sunroom, but fits really well in that particular space. I mean, you can totally see that as a sunroom.
I love it. The winner.
I love it as well.
The winner.
Yay! Woo! And I will take it upon myself to offer all 4 of them touring plan subscriptions.
What?
So I know. I'm a giver that way.
Wow.
If you want to send me their email addresses, I will get in touch with them. I think everyone gets a prize for creativity there.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, thank you very much.
That's awesome. Yeah, thank you guys. That's wonderful.
How cool is that? Everybody's a winner here at ResortLoop.com.
They're going, we don't want those crappy pins.
That's right. Don't even bother shipping them. Save your stamps.
Save your stamps. Well, guys, thank you so much for coming on and letting us know all about your fantastic cruise experience and helping us with this contest. We really appreciate it.
Cool. Thanks, Bob.
Hey,
Thanks,
thanks
Tim.
for having us.
Absolutely. Where can we find you guys on social media?
Where you at?
I am at Len Testa on Twitter, and of course, our main site is at Touring Plans. And Laurel is
At Hello Nitty, KNITTY, like Hello Kitty, but Nitty.
Awesome.
Very cool. Very cool.
Everybody, thanks for joining us. Bob, do you have anything else?
That's all I've got, Tim.
Everybody, thank you very much for joining us. This is Tim Scott. This is ResortLoop.com. I think we should just end the show. Can't wait to the magic. I'm out.
See you, everybody.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have something really big for you.
Ja, the bird stands still and the tiki room flies away. Mon ami, quit talking while I'm interrupting. Ladies and gentlemen, now we present direct from the islands a musical luau. Wa'ila, Eguela, Pilicola, Utuila, Itecoila, Anuli, Puitabahala, Tahuaila, Tahuaila, Eguela, Pilicola, Utuila, Itecoila, Anuli, Puitabahala.